nice little groove. All right. Count it off, Randy. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind. Stay on spirit, walking forward with my mind. Stay on spirit, woke up this morning with my mind. Stay on spirit, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Guitar. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Good morning, CSL Simi Valley. How are we all today? We woke up this morning?
Yeah.
All right, good. Happy August. It's a new month. That happens periodically, you see. We switch them around just so we don't get bored. Let's see, what's going on here? Oh, we have a vision and a mission, but today I'm going to talk about a new personal vision. So keep that in mind. But this is our CSL Simi mission statement. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are, that's why we're here, and here's what we do.
Good morning. Good morning. Please join me in an opening prayer, treatment, whatever you want to call it. It kind of did it, at the same time. Anyway, so as I look around this room, I am a total celebration and appreciation of each God presence here. And as I turn within, I remember the truth that each of us are the power and presence of God, expressing uniquely as each one of us. And as we claim this truth and walk forward with confidence, knowing that as this day unfolds, it unfolds in the right and perfect divine order that it can, because we're here and we're present. So with great gratitude for the village that is bringing this all about, from the music to the speaker to the slides to the video to even in the back, we have kids. So we celebrate, and at our doors, greeting us, welcoming us into this experience. So with great gratitude, I now release this word, letting us experience it and remembering ultimately that love prevails, and together we say, and so it is.
Please stand and join us for our congregational song.
Do we have any kids in the house today? We have a few. And we got bigger kids too, yes. But I want to personally welcome the younger folks. You want to come up and be seen? No? No? Okay, I just thought I'd ask. That's okay. But we do have someone who can take you to the back room, to the kids' room.
Yeah. Kathy.
Kathy? Oh, Kathy. Kathy Bird. Oh. Come on. I forgot. This is my first time.
Okay. So, and so it goes. So the rest of you kids need to stay in here. Sorry. But we'll have our own fun, right? Okay, beginning with, of course, the affirmation. I will read it first, and then you get to join me. So here goes. I appreciate the universal substance that I am, and the interconnectedness that I share with all that is, including Sherie. So together, I appreciate the universal substance that I am and the interconnectedness I share with all that is. Well, I found my reading in a book that my prayer partner and I share each morning, and we take turns reading to each other. And it's called, because we can't see it from way out there, A Year of Miracles by Marianne Williamson. And this is one of her reflections. She'll do a reading and then she'll do a reflection. And it's called On Meeting Limits with Unlimited Thought. Our power lies in meeting limited circumstances with unlimited thought. It is not what happens to us, but what we choose to think about what happens to us that determines what will happen next. If our circumstances tempt us to think thoughts such as, I'm such a loser, I shall never have another chance, it will take forever for this situation to right itself, or I hate whoever is to blame for this, then miracles, though they are programmed into the nature of the universe, cannot make their way into our awareness. They're in the computer, but we're not choosing to download them. With every thought we think, we either summon or block a miracle. If not, it is not our circumstances then, but rather our thoughts about circumstances that determine our power to transform them. We choose in life whether to live in victimization or in victory. We have power either way. Power to use against ourselves or power to use to free ourselves. The point is that we always have the choice. So like our offering prayer says, divine love, and that's you and me, is victorious.
Thank you, Dee. This morning, I'm turning my keyboard over to this handsome guy. Talented, handsome Dennis Bryan.
Hi guys, glad to be back. Come into the silence, rest there for a while, release all the cares of the day. Come into the silence, quiet your mind. Spirit has something to say. If you will trust God to guide you, trust God inside you, be not afraid to let go. And the Spirit will befriend you, Spirit is within you, Spirit is love. So come into the silence, rest there for a while, release all the cares of the day. Come into the silence, quiet your mind. Spirit has something to say.
I don't know about you, but I started entering the silence. And then remembered, oh yeah, I need to be someplace. Oh geez, here I am. Okay, so of course, as you know, it is that time again, the gap meditation. So for 3 minutes, we get to experience coming into the silence. So it begins with, I'll ring the bowl 3 times, allowing you to take a deep cleansing breath, if you choose, in between each ring of the bowl. When the 3 minutes is up, our lovely Sherie will bring us out with some music, and I'll complete with whatever comes up for me at the moment, okay? So when I meditate, I access this deep peace. And another place that I find this very deep, beautiful peace is walking into nature. Even with all the dryness all around, just walking outside, being in nature, closing my eyes and listening the hum of nature doing its work, doing what needs to be done, cleaning, producing. The beauty of nature, being in nature, can teach us a lot about meditation. So I encourage you, each and every one of you, to go out and hug a tree and experience nature at its best.
Thank you, Dee. We got another song, beautiful song from Dennis.
Good morning. So nice to see more people, physical people. Yeah, since last time there was a lot less. So good to see you all. This is a song I wrote for my project after taking the Foundations class, which is one of the first classes you take for Science of Mind, and it's called There Is. I think when I first came to Simi Valley, I did this song, so I think it's been long enough we can do it again. When I close my eyes, I see all that life can be, 'cause it's already there, it's already shared in spirit. When I choose to clear my mind of all the weight of outside, and the one becomes all collective and tall between us. 'Cause there is strength in numbers, there is faith that answers if we make our voices heard by ourselves. We will find there is love, there is joy, there is peace. There's our choice to change our thoughts. We can create. When I quiet all my doubts, the truth of life comes out, 'cause it's already there, it's already shared in the oneness. 'Cause there is strength in numbers, there is faith that answers now. If we make our voices heard by ourselves, we will find there is love, there is joy, there is peace. change.
Oh, I'm so used to picking this up. I don't need to this time. Yeah, I know. That's me. I'm up. Okay. So, stuff of the universe, everything. Thank you. Or, do you want some detail? Want some detail? Okay. Let's see if I can do this. What do you think? Okay, here we go. No. The question is not how much time I have. The question is, how long are you going to hang in here with me? Okay, ready? Ready. Here we go. Hold on. Science of Mind teaches us that God is all there is. That means everything. Okay, everything. I mean, seriously, everything. Like the trash that you don't like, everything. There is only one life, there is only one spirit. The second step of treatment is unification. Each of us and God are all one. Ernest Holmes said this in his Declaration of Science of Mind Principles. We believe in the unity of all life. We share life with everything on this planet. Oh wait, that's me. He just said, we believe in the unity of all life. So I'm expanding that. We share life with everything on this planet. And we share substance with everything in the universe. Let me say that again. Back up. That was my bad. We share everything with life on this planet. We share life with everything on this planet, and we share substance with everything in this universe. We are universal substance, literally. We are made of the same stuff as the rest of the universe. 96% of a human body is made of these four elements. Oxygen, 65%, mostly in water. Carbon, 18%. Hydrogen, 10%. Nitrogen, 3%. This is not metaphysics. This is just plain physics. These elements are created inside a star by fusion. Inside the heat and pressure of the star, hydrogen fuses into helium, helium fuses into carbon, carbon fuses into nitrogen, nitrogen fuses into oxygen. Lawrence Krauss, a physicist and cosmologist, said, every atom in your body was once inside a star that exploded. 200 million stars exploded to make the atoms in our body. Meanwhile, here on Earth, there's only one life, and we share it with all life on this planet. Everything comes from the one life. Scientists say that the universe started with the Big Bang. The gases coalesced into stars and planets, of which the Earth is only one. Life on Earth started out as bacteria in the oceans. Those cells then formed into colonies as sponges, jellyfish, and flatworms. Next came arthropods, which are invertebrates with legs. And after then came reptiles and mammals, then birds, then flowers and fruit. And then primates, because primates have color vision and want to eat the fruit. So look at this. This is fascinating. We've got a bird, a reptile, a flying mammal, and a land-based mammal, and they all have the same 1, 2, 5. We share the same DNA. We came from one life. You get me on this? I think this is fascinating. I love this. So this is how, so we share DNA. This is how much DNA we share with a few other things. Humans. Humans are 99.9% similar. Chimps, 98.8. Pig, 98. Cat, 90. Dog, 84. So cats are better than dogs. Fish. Fruit flies, 61%. Banana, 61%. That's why fruit flies like bananas. Cabbage, 45%. Yeast, 26%. Yeast, the stuff that raises bread, we share 26% of their DNA. There is only one life. John Hall Wheelock wrote a wonderful poem about nature that describes how plants and animals are worshiping the divine as they grow and fight and birth and die. He said, each on each other feeds, and on each all are fed. And it ends with this description of nature. One body of all bodies woven and interwrought, one self and many selves through their communion, in love and death made perfect, wherein each self is not, save it serve the many mysteriously made one. There is only one. There is one self in the many selves. And the DNA and everything is commingling, because what we eat, we become. I'm going to say this a little later. People are made of food, right? Everything that eats is made of its food. That's the only way it gets there. People are interconnected with nature so much that some people even say that plants have domesticated us. We tend them, we nurture them, we fertilize them, we prune them, and then we die and we fertilize them. All life comes from other life. Life is born from life. Life is sustained by life. Though, to be more correct, life is sustained from death. Even if you're a vegan, when you're done digesting your food, it is processed into a non-living substance. But that substance can again be consumed by bacteria and then made into food again. Dung was one of the first fertilizers. Everything is so interdependent, we can't really separate one thing from another. Here's an example of the life of web in nature. So we've got the producers, which are the plants, the primary consumers, which are the things that eat the plants. The secondary consumers are things that eat the ones that eat the plants, right? So they eat meat. And then the decomposers, the bacteria and fungi. Okay? And that's just one little bit. We humans have our own webs of life. Just to take one example, manufacturing. Raw materials are harvested and mined. They get shipped to a processing plant. The processed materials then get shipped to a manufacturing plant, and then the manufactured goods get shipped to a distributor, right? To a distributor who then sells it to consumers. So this is just the oceanic transportation web. So the continents are the black spaces. The white and the red lines are the shipping lanes. It looks like gauze because it's so thick. And this is covering the whole planet, not just a few acres like the last slide. We get our clothes from all over the world. We get food from all over the world. It's just incredible. That's interconnection on a huge scale. But how would Earth benefit if humans started consuming things more locally? Life evolved in harmony. Plants consume carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. Animals consume oxygen and produce carbon dioxide. Inside of us, inside of all animals, even insects, there's bacteria, hundreds of different species of bacteria. They help to keep us from getting sick, and they break down our food so that we can absorb the nutrients. The Hebrew Bible says that in the beginning there was nothing. And God said, let there be light. And then there was light. And there was still nothing, only now you can see it. But here on Turtle Island, we have a different creation story. There's a Native American Potawatomi story of how people came to be here. It tells how Sky Woman fell to earth and how she was saved by the animals and given a home. All the animals got together and saved her and created an island on the back of a turtle so that she could live on dry land. Sky Woman brought with her branches and seeds, and she planted them on her island. They grew into the grasses, flowers, trees, and medicines that cover our world. It's very interesting to compare the story of Sky Woman with the biblical creation story. In the Bible, God creates a perfect paradise full of plants and animals, and then creates man and woman to be there, and then they break the rules and get kicked out. And they are told to live by toil and sweat. Robin Wall Kimmer says, cosmologies are a source of identity and orientation to the world. They tell us who we are. We are inevitably shaped by them, no matter how distant they may be from our consciousness. So talking about these two creation stories, she says, one story leads to the generous embrace of the living world, hug a tree. The other leads to banishment. One woman is our ancestral gardener, a co-creator of the good green world that would be the home of her descendants. The other was an exile, just passing through an alien world on a rough road to her real home in heaven. We humans have gotten out of balance with the rest of nature. There's a wonderful film from 1983, Koyaanisqatsi, Life Out of Balance. It shows scenes of nature, cities, manufacturing plants, and vacant buildings being reclaimed by nature. And when you see this movie, you realize that we humans have turned our environment into a machine, into a sausage stuffer, and we're the meat in the machine. That's not right. Humans started off as hunters and gatherers, then we became farmers, we developed agriculture, then we developed industry, and then we developed technology. But some of us are so disconnected from our roots that we don't even know where food comes from. I was watching a reality show recently where there's some young adults whose parents couldn't get them out of the house. They failed to launch. So they got told they were being sent to a resort, but instead they ended up at a boot camp. I didn't think it was that bad because this is stuff that I did with Boy Scouts for fun. But there's this one scene where they're asked to cut a deer carcass into ribs and roasts and hams. And one young man kept going on about, wait, and the instructor said, cut the ribs off of the spine. And he's going, and we're going to have those, we're going to barbecue those and have those for dinner. We're going to eat those? Yes. Those are ribs? Yes. You mean like ribs? Yes. You mean ribs are ribs? Yes. Ribs are ribs? Yes. Ribs are ribs? Yes. And it gets even better, because that night around the campfire, the women told this guy where eggs come from. He had no idea. We humans have lived for millions of years in harmony with Earth as hunters and gatherers. Then we started industrial farming. That's more than just a garden. That's farming that goes way beyond what we need to survive. We do this because our creation story shapes how we interact with the environment. Daniel Quinn says, totalitarian agriculture is based on the premise that all the food in the world belongs to us, and there is no limit to whatever to what we may take for ourselves and deny to all others. We hunt our competitors down, we destroy their food, and we deny them access to food. Food is what limits population. When we keep raising more and more food, we keep creating more and more people because people are made of food. When we claim all of the world's food for ourselves and we destroy our competition for food, the insects that eat our crops, the animals that attack our livestock, did your brain just go, but wait a minute, those are our crops. Those are our livestock. Do you see how deep this creation story goes? We're automatically conditioned to it. But when we claim all of the earth's food for ourselves, we throw our world out of balance. Industrial farming is what started the population explosion that continued into climate change. Industrial farming also created a system of wealth that is plaguing us to this day. Money is imaginary. It doesn't really exist. But we all believe in it so hard that it has a profound effect on everyone in the world. That's a whole nother talk. But it does go to show the power of global consciousness. What if we turned our global consciousness toward a world that works for everyone and everything for the next 7 generations? Our duty, our purpose here on earth, is to be in harmony with it, or else, as a species, we will die. We need a new vision. We need a new thought. We need to move on instead of being mired in tradition. We've always done it that way. And isolation. Oh, it's either us or them. We need a new way that works for everyone and everything. We must change. Daniel Quinn goes on to say, "The world must live, the world must live. We are only one species among billions. Our kin are mayflies, lemurs, snakes, eagles, and badgers. We share their DNA." Greta Thunberg said, "Homo sapiens have not yet failed. Yes, we are failing, but there is still time to turn everything around. We can still fix this. We still have everything in our own hands." Change starts in consciousness and attitude. We need this earth for our survival. Everything on this earth needs it for its survival. There is no other option right now. I love the alchemical ideals of earth, air, fire, and water, and spirit. To survive, we need all of these. The earth nurtures our food, and we eat it, and it becomes us. The minerals in the earth are broken down by bacteria and absorbed by plants, and then animals eat the plants, and we eat the plants and animals, and the earth turns into us. We breathe air. Our body uses air to oxidize our blood sugar in order to release energy. Oxidation is fire. Our bodies are about 60% water, and about 70% of the earth is covered with water. And this life thing that started millions ago has a spiritual component to it. We are each earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. We are intimately connected to this planet and everything on it, and all of it is made out of cosmic dust. One of the directives of Centers for Spiritual Living is to create a world that works for everyone. I always used to think that this meant all the different kinds of people, the different races, different nationalities, different religions, different politics, different sexualities. We do seem to find a lot of ways to us and them each other, don't we? But I think we need to expand the idea of who these ones are that the world works for, like the plankton in the oceans, the bacteria under the ground, the ozone in the atmosphere, the grasses, the trees, the seaweed, the insects. Do you see where I'm going with this? We need to create a world that works for every who. Raymond Charles Barker said, "The future is an unfoldment of consciousness." I grew up watching Star Trek, the original series. The Star Trek franchise has a great imagination for the future of humanity. Everybody had enough to eat. Everybody had clothes to wear. They had a job that they liked and that they were good at. Remember how I said money was imaginary? In the Star Trek universe, there is no money. It's not needed. You might say, "Oh, that's just television. That's not real." Aha! Here is a list of things that Star Trek anticipated. You probably already know some of these. Touchscreens, voice-activated computer assistants, computer tablets, flip phones, virtual reality, 3D printing, universal language translators, personal video communications, Bluetooth earbuds, and flat panel HD TVs. Science of mind teaches us that what we imagine is what we create. That's why we practitioners always tell everyone and ourselves Imagine what you want, not what you don't want. If you've ever had a practitioner session with me, I listen to what you say, and then I ask you that question. What do you want? Here is an actual example of mind in action. The Channel Islands fox off the coast of California has the fastest recovery of an endangered species in the history of the Endangered Species Act. I found these online. On Linda's website that I made for her. So Linda said, without bald eagles, the island fox would be extinct. The Santa Cruz Island fox was on the brink of extinction in the year 2000 with only 80 foxes left. Previously, bald eagles had controlled the skies and eaten small seabirds and fish. Montrose Corporation dumped DDT into the ocean starting in 1947 that poisoned the fish that the bald eagles ate. DDT thins the shells of large birds and causes them to break. Bald eagles were extinct in the Channel Islands by 1960. That's humans being out of balance with nature. She continues. With the bald eagles gone, golden eagles took their place. They first preyed on feral pigs. Then from 1994 to 2000, they ate most of the island foxes. The island fox was saved from extinction by capturing and moving the golden eagles to the mainland, returning bald eagles to the islands, and putting the foxes in a captive breeding program until the balance of nature was restored. By 2019, there were 2,462 Santa Cruz Island foxes and 50 bald eagles to keep the golden eagles away. This is how we turn things around. We take action. We have an idea, that those ideas prompt discussion, and out of discussion can arise a decision to act. Sometimes we just talk, but we know that to make the change, we have to treat and move our feet. There we go. Maria Nemeth says, am I willing to look, see, tell the truth, and take authentic action? We need a new idea of how to live. Oh, I just want to say, by the way, the background picture, that's from the James Webb Telescope. So we need a new idea of how to live, a vision of how to live, a mindset of how to live. We need something that is so compelling there is no way to deny it. It's like the difference between a diet and a change of lifestyle. A diet can help you lose weight, but as soon as you go off the diet, you gain back the weight. You need a change of lifestyle. People on earth need a new living style. Our bodies and our food are one with everything in the universe. Our lives and the lives of our food and the lives of our competitors are one with everything else on the earth. Ernest Holmes said, one spirit, one mind, and one substance, one. No greater unity could be conceived than that which is already given. The way things are going, we're not going to survive unless we make some drastic changes. I don't know what all of the answers are, but I know that universal mind does. Have you heard of oil spills? Have you heard about the bacteria that eat oil spills? Have you heard about carbon dioxide and climate change? Have you heard about the carbon drawdown efforts? But we don't need just a new program. We need a new vision. And by we, I don't mean just us here. I mean the whole world. And I don't mean just right now, but I mean for the generations to come. We need a new dream. We need a new vision for our living planet. What's yours? Greta Thunberg said, climate crisis has already been solved. We already have all the facts and solutions. All we have to do is wake up and change. Create a world that works for every who. What if we change our attitude from, oh, this is just dirt, to who is this who nourishes the food that I eat that nourishes me? Children are naturally anthropomorphic and animistic. They think everything is like them. It's alive, it has feelings, it has motives. And that goes as much for a frog as their teddy bear as a rock. How different would our relationships with the earth be if we thought the same way sometimes? What if we change our attitude from, oh, what's this worth, to who is this? How does it fit in? How does it fit in with the food that I eat, with the air that I breathe, with the water that I drink, with everything I see? There's a Buddhist saying, what I do to one, I do to all. What I do to all, I do to myself. Can you see the truth in that? There are so many ways to be more consciously connected to the earth. You can take a walk in the park, go hiking in the hills, stroll along the beach. You can garden or raise houseplants, nurture an animal. You can consult an almanac and make an appointment to watch the sunset or the moon rise. You can sit outside under a tree and listen to the wind in the leaves. These are just some simple things. If you're more adventurous, you can go camping. If you're really adventurous, you can go wilderness camping. If you're really, really adventurous, I have a list of resources out in the foyer that you can check out. In any case, I urge you to consciously nurture your connection with all life on earth. Hug a tree. No, affirmation. That's fine. So, before we say it, I want to unpack it a little. So let's take this word appreciate. Most often, appreciate is used to mean to value. But it has two other meanings I want to use right now. To judge with heightened perception and to increase the value of. So this becomes, I understand with heightened perception and increased value the universal substance that I am, and I understand with heightened perception and increased value the interconnectedness I share with all that is. So with that in mind, let's say this together. I appreciate the universal substance that I am and the interconnectedness I share with all that is. Thank you.
Great job, bro.
Thank you. So let's put some of this into thought. And thought becomes our discussion, and then we can, if we choose, take action. Shall we do that? Yeah. That's what the universe always says, yes. So join me in consciousness right now, knowing that the truth is, whatever the appearance, there's really nothing wrong. There is a divine intelligence that knows everything. And we are each intimately connected with that divine intelligence. We are one body. We are one life. And we are conscious. We have volition. We can choose what to do. And right now, we choose to create a world that works for everyone and everything, for all the people, whatever their nationality, whatever their race, whatever their sexuality, whatever their politics. We create a world that works for all people, and we create a world that works for everything, even the rocks and the ozone. We live in harmony with all that is because we are truly an intimate part of it. And we know that whatever our personal circumstances are, that there is only blessedness, there is only healing, there is only love, there is only joy, there is only health. So we know that all appearances of disease or discomfort are a thing of the past. We know that the health of the body is revealed And we know that our relationships with other people and with other things, those relationships are all healed. Everything is smooth sailing. We know that we are prosperous. We are so prosperous we don't even need money, because money is just a figment of our imagination. And we can imagine something greater than money. We can imagine being prosperous. We can imagine having everything we need. We can imagine being content. We can imagine being satisfied. So with this knowing, with this imagination, and the discussion and the action that follow it, we release this word to the law, and the law says, it's already done. And we accept this, we receive this, and we move our feet when we say, and so it is. So we have all these different ways to support our community. You can go to the website, cslcme.org/donating. Text the word give to 805-600-5677. Or you can call the office at 800-527-0870. And you can also do it the old-fashioned way and send in a check. That's what I do. Shh. There's some reasons why. It all works. It all works. So here we have our affirmation of abundance. So let's do what we did last week. When we get to the period, let's take a breath, take a pause. Ready? Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Let's just start over. Remember, period means pause. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for the Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley, and the world now. Divine love is victorious.
So thank you all for being willing to share this abundance with all of us. And although Rob alluded to the illusion of money, it still serves. It still serves as a useful tool to remind us on each and every bit that you have, whether this or in coin, in God we trust. So as we remember this truth and remember that there is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect, and each and every one of us claim that life now. And we share, receive, and share, and utilize with a loving consciousness, knowing that we are all abundantly prosperous in everything we choose to do and be, and we have everything we need when we need it. So with great gratitude for this example of our abundance, and for each and every one of you, I now release this word to law, knowing with absolute certainty and with great gratitude that love prevails. And together we say, and so it is.
All right, we got one more from Dennis.
The fun one. Let's do it. You've heard it, and there's a little audience participation on this. Ready? And it's love, that you're feeling, love, that you're dreaming of, that created us. And it's love, that you're feeling, love, that you're dreaming of, that created us. And it's a one for the money, two for the show. Three, get it ready, can let it go. You got to get dialed in, you got to get revved up, get dialed in. You got to get dialed in, you got to get revved up. With the pedal to the metal with the gear shift set on God. Set on God. Here we go. And it's peace, that you're feeling, peace, that believes in peace, that can set us free. Oh yeah. And it's peace, that you're feeling, peace, that believes in peace, that can set us free. And it's a one for the money, two for the show, three to get it ready, can let it go. You got to get dialed in, you got to get revved up, get dialed in. You got to get dialed in, you got to get revved up. Pedal to the metal with the gear shift set on God. Set on God. You can make it in your mind, can make it, manifest it in your life now. You can make it without trying, cause it's already there. Woo! Already there. Here we go, last time, ready? And it's God, that you're feeling, God, that you're praying, God, that created us. You know it. Oh, and it's God, that you're feeling, God, that you're praying, God, that created us. And it's a one for the money, two for the show, three to get it ready, you can dialed in and revved up, get dialed in. You got to get dialed in, you got to get revved up. With the pedal to the metal with the gear shift set on God. Set on God. Okay, let's review. Ready? And it's love, and it's peace, and it's God. I think you got it. Let's do that again. And it's love, and it's peace, and it's God. And it's done. Thank you. Thanks for having me, you guys.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, band.
Dennis Bryan.
Very cool, very cool. So if you brought your $10 gift card for the Samaritan Center, there's a basket in the lobby where you can leave it. If you didn't bring one, you can always bring it to the office. Let's see, what else have we got here? Closing. So, I'd like to thank the volunteers today. Ron Young on the stage. Terry and Linda were our service team. Greg back in the booth. Dominic on slides. Kathy Bird doing the kids and counting. The band again. And Dee, thank you for being practitioner today. And she will be available over at the exit sign after service. And let's see what else we got going on here. It looks like it's that time again. Shall we?
No, we don't do, it's Sheryl. Don't do that anymore. We already did it.
I only do what the slides say, so.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we try again? Ready? Oh. Stand up. Okay, remember, period means pause. Okay. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love.
Love being with you, peace unfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in, to come through you, make it flow to you, let joy renew you, till we meet again. Love be with you, oh, love be with you, oh, love be with you. All together, hand in hand, to see the line and take a stand. And we are changing a whole new life for you and me. Take your life and set it free and share this blessing. Oh, love be with you, peace unfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in, to come through you, make our flow to you, let joy renew you, till we meet again. Love be with you, oh, 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 love be with you. Stand on God. That's right.
Let's do it again. And it's love, love that you feeling, love, love that you're dreaming of, love that created us. And it's love, love that you're feeling, love, love that you're dreaming of, love that created us. And it's one for money, two want to go to the end? Oh, God. Oh, feeling God, that we're praying God, that created us. And it's God, God, that you're feeling God, God, that you're praying God, God, that created us. And it's one for the money, two for the show. So you got it ready and let go. Damn time and finally talking about we're gonna be finally, we're gonna let go. With the pedal to the metal with the gear she set on God. Set on God.
We didn't do the riff.
You wanna do it?
Okay.
You can make it in your life.
You can make it good.
Manifest it in your life now. You can make it without trying, but it's not to begin with. Already there. Yeah. And it's God, God, that you're feeling God, God, that you're praying God, God, that created us. I'm talking about God, God, that you're feeling God, God, that you're praying God, God, that created us. And it's one for the money, two for the show. They got it ready and the real God, set on God. Would you sit on God? And it's love, love, and it's peace, peace, and it's God, God. Let me hear you one more time. It's love, love, and it's peace, peace, and it's God, God. And we close out this song, and it's done.
Seeing that guitar song is so awesome. That was so cool. Oh, groovy, funky.